right? And I think it's true for leaderships or people who are entrepreneurs or looking for new ventures, is the term you have to be what I call confidently vulnerable, which sounds like an oxymoron, but it really isn't. It's the confidence that you can try new things and you can learn from them. And ultimately, if you step up to the plate enough, to borrow baseball vernacular, and you swing at pitches, you're going to get your hits, right? Now you got to be calculated on that. You don't want to throw pitches in the dirt. You want to get out of the plate when something's coming at your head, right? So you don't make unnecessary risks. But don't be afraid to necessarily try new things. And more to the point, in my little world of crisis, and where I get involved, is when an organization can't be vulnerable enough to recognize where they need to admit that they didn't do something perfectly. And look, I get it. There are plenty of examples where people, individuals, competitors, rivals, government officials will overstep their bounds and make accusations of an entity or an individual that are completely unfounded, right? It's total BS. But oftentimes, as my grandmother said, there's three sides to every story. Three: yours, mine, and the truth. Somewhere in there, you did something that without malicious intent, right? Without any sort of desire to harm somebody, you did something that didn't meet expectations. You didn't meet your own expectations. You didn't follow through. We're all human. We are a really flawed species. And so that's going to happen. And if you can be confidently vulnerable to admit when those happen with empathy and action, then you wind up diffusing most of the crises that I get involved. Because when I do that, people get into bunker mode, right? And especially because we're all so fixated on what people are saying in this virtual meta world, to use your meta, that we are now so addicted towards. Present company accepted. I had to put in checks to myself in order to do that. You can be vulnerable enough to do so. You diffuse the situations at hand.